start recording.
I'm gonna just be here and for reference. What? I'm so serious, bro.
Oh, so you just want me to, okay.
Just say how we started.
My name is Amante, and on January 10th, I ruptured my patellar tendon. So, ironically, it didn't even happen while I was doing my sport. I was playing basketball when it happened. And it's crazy to me that apparently it's an injury that's like not really, it's not supposed to happen to somebody who's like 23, basically. But playing basketball, we weren't even in a game, doing something I normally do all the time, going up for a dunk. It's nothing new. And and on the way up, I just felt like I got kicked in the back of the leg, and then I went crashing down. And originally it was like, it wasn't even like it was nothing crazy. I get up trying to figure out what's wrong. Don't know what's wrong. Yeah, when it happened, it was like I was kind of rushing to just figure out what it was, because I didn't know what it was. And I think I was like just in denial, like extremely in denial, before they one of the ATs took me to the table and told me to lift my shin, you know, like my knee hanging off the table. I have to like straighten my leg, and my leg didn't move, and that's kind of when everything really set in, that it was probably a serious injury. Since then, like, I would say I'm currently, what, 5-6 weeks past the injury, I believe. I have gotten surgery, successful surgery on my patellar tendon. I have not entered rehab yet. I'm on the way to doing that. I don't know, it's just a journey. And I want to record the entire process of it, the ups and the downs, no matter how late it is, just for my own benefit.
Like, it'll get you another 5 easy. Let me grab some.
Here.
Yeah.
And then
Do I have permission to talk about you specifically?
Yeah.
So, my name is Dr. Jason Goldstrom. I'm a physical therapist on Wards Road, and I run a clinic, and I also work at University of Lynchburg in their training room.
So, what are some key objectives in the initial phase of rehab for a patient like myself recovering from patellar tendon rupture?
The biggest thing is just adherence to your protocol. So there's a couple different things that are really important within the first 6 weeks. One is that you're maintaining knee motion. So you want to get at least 90 degrees of knee bend, but you don't really want more than that because you don't want to put a lot of pressure on someone's quads. The second thing is that you want to make sure that someone's wearing their brace diligently and that they're doing things at home to make sure that they maintain those things. So those would be the biggest things, is just motion and making sure someone's wearing their brace and not doing things that they're not supposed to be doing at that time.
Can you outline the typical rehabilitation timeline and milestones?
Yeah, so typically full recovery is going to be between 9 to 12 months, maybe a little bit longer. It depends on what you're trying to get them back towards. You want to be very careful in the first 6 to 12 weeks. First 6 weeks the most critical, and then up to 12, and then it's about week 16 that you're allowed to do some return to sport stuff. The first 6 weeks just about keeping it moving, getting the muscles working again, as well as get their motion back. From week 6 to 12, it's all about getting the full range of motion. You don't want to necessarily get that back until after 12 weeks, but you want to be very close by 12 weeks, and then also continuing that with that strength again. 12 to 16 weeks is all about strength, 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 strength. We're not starting their return to sport exercises yet. That doesn't come until week 16. From week 16 on, you're really focusing on that. Someone's probably in physical therapy between 5 to 6 months, and then if they're an athlete, you're turning them over to their athletic trainer and or their strength coach to really help them with that process of returning to sport. With that, you're not going to compete again for probably at least 9 months. So Monte has actually been doing pretty good during his physical therapy. He has been progressing normally, I would say. His surgeon at a 6-week follow-up talked about his knee being a little bit tight. He had like 85 degrees knee bend rather than 90. That came right back. We're at like about 130 to 135 degrees. His full range of motion is about 135. Strength is coming along. He's got a lot of weakness on that side. We're really not doing any aggressive strengthening until after 12 weeks for him, because you just want to be careful about that quad. Whenever you have a surgery on muscles rather than like a bone or something like that, bones typically heal in about 6 to 8 weeks. Muscles take a lot longer, and you got to be careful because they're actually doing the work. So we just got to make sure that we're adherent to our protocol with him, and that we're not pushing too far too fast, because that's the typical thing that you run into with athletes, is they want to do more, and you often just pull people back, whereas sometimes you're pushing people. But specific for Monte, he's doing right where he should be. He's not doing too much. Right around 2-3 weeks from now, we're going to bump it up on him again, but we still can't do too much too soon.
just sitting and reflecting on the whole situation, man. I am first and foremost blessed for the progress I made. I have managed to just just trying to just roll with the punches and make sure I can just keep faith in like myself really. Even thinking about it is kind of hard to talk about, but you know, it's been a struggle, but I'm on a better road, so to speak. And I feel like I'm on a good path and a good journey at this point. I believe last time I did my interview, was a couple weeks out of surgery. I believe I'm currently 13 weeks out of surgery and in PT, physical therapy right now. And one of the things that he's stressing to me as of right now and through this entire process has been just getting my mobility back and getting my strength back. When I last did my interview, I was I don't think I was like able to bend my, I wasn't able to bend my knee at all. I was still knee immobilized to like maybe 10 to 20 degrees. I couldn't bend my knee at the time. I was on crutches. I couldn't even walk, which was a hard process to go through, really, being somebody who's never been on crutches before. But now I'm currently 13 weeks past that point, and I'm walking again. I have full range of motion, and the biggest thing what I'm trying to do right now is just get my strength back, because I don't have any strength. I don't have any strength in my left quad. The biggest thing that's been new is just like constantly getting them degrees down, and the process itself has been just rigorous, because it's like it's days that it's not always easy, and you know, you think people are lying when they say that, but it's tough. You really have to persevere through the moments where like you have to stare at your leg and realize that it's not going to be able to do what it used to for months, or it won't ever be the same for like an entire year. Thinking back to when I first did the interview the first time, I was not in a good mental space in any capacity. Like the certain things that you have to accept, and with an injury like this, is just something that I'm just not willing to. Even speaking now, later in the fact, although my mental progression has gotten better, and I feel in a very comfortable and in a much better place now that I've progressed. Before, man, them first probably 6 to 8 weeks was actually horrible, just terrible. All I can attribute that is to just something I had to go through with this. It's just something that comes with an injury such as this, and it's something I had to just overcome. And I'm glad I did, man. And I'm glad I'm at least still doing it. And even, it's not like it's always easy. It's not like it's remained easy. Like, I have to support my guys while they're running and practicing, and all I can think of is like, I just want to be out there, man. I can't even jump. I can't run right now. I can't even walk. At that time, I couldn't do anything, and all I could do was just feel, and that was probably the biggest and the most like harshest thing that I've had to do through this process, of just feel everything and try my best to just stay on top of my own emotions and just make sure I'm able to not put that on my teammates. We had our ODAC championships, and I can't even compete, man. And the biggest thing that I want to do is compete and feel like a factor. Like, I wasn't able to compete this entire indoor and outdoor track season, and that hurt a lot just because being out there, I want to support, but I also want to go out there and compete. I also want to go out there and break my own goals and succeed in my own ways. And just outside looking in, it's just hard to do that when you have such a competitive nature and you've never dealt with an injury like this before. It's just hard to just sit and watch. But I'm proud of everybody. Absolutely proud of everybody. Everybody dug deep. Everybody on the road to my recovery has been very, very, very helpful for me, and I'm thankful for that. I'm very thankful for that. I would say one of the struggles, another one of the struggles that I would say I had with this injury, and what I had to overcome was just balancing my life and school with the injury. Like I said, I've never had an injury like this, so I've never had to just get used to not being able to walk, getting used to not be able to just be my animated self. In a sense, after the injury, I felt like I lost a huge piece of my identity because I can't do the same things I usually do. I can't joke and dance around. I can't jump off of things. I can't express myself physically. Everything has to come just, through what I say. And that's, ain't no problem with that, but it's definitely a very hard pill to swallow. It was a very hard pill to swallow. It's changed me. It's forced me to rely on people. It's forced me to ask for help, and I'm not a person who likes to ask for help. I'm not a person who doesn't like to do things by themselves. I'm just someone that I'd rather do it by myself. I'd rather get it done myself. I'd rather learn myself. I'd rather fail by myself. And sometimes with things like this, things that are inevitable, and things that you have to have somebody on your side with, otherwise you're not gonna get through it. It's hard, and it's just I don't even want to be a burden to nobody. I don't ever want to do that. But you really do have to just step outside yourself and just lock in, man, and tell yourself that it's okay. The biggest aspect or takeaway I would take from my whole experience and this documentary itself is just persevere, man. I'm gonna have so many hardships in my life that probably are gonna be so much worse than this, and in the moment, when I went up and I felt essentially my body give up on me, and I had to live with that moment and look at that and just realize the harsh reality that I'm not gonna be able to do what I really love to do. It hurts and it's painful, but it's a part of life. It's part of things that are gonna happen to you, and you really have to take the time to just be with yourself and understand and accept the things you can't control. That's my biggest thing. I hate things I can't control, and this is a situation that it was a lesson that I had to learn, and I'm still learning. So I'm grateful for that, and I'm grateful for this entire journey. I'm grateful for the fact that I had to go through this. I feel like it's worth it. I feel like it will be worth it. I have faith that it will be worth it. documentary. It's probably very short. Probably not that emotional. Probably not that great. But it's a part of me that I'm willing to share. So. Look at this. I just walked to the camera.